Hello everyone, welcome back to my laboratory. My name is Bless You. My name is not Bless You, it is Vel. So today I'm going to be talking about a part of my Maker Faire experience. Now there is a bigger video, and when I say bigger, I mean 46 minutes. Sorry, not sorry. But there's a bigger video talking about my overall Maker experience, and this video is going to be talking about one key feature of it, because I felt it was good enough to put in its own video. So, for those who didn't watch it, I talked about my VR experience. For those who don't know, I actually have not done VR at all. I've never done VR. When VR first came out, I can't remember if it was either sometime last year or sometime this year. When VR came out, I already knew I wouldn't be able to experience it just because it was so expensive, and I had better things to spend my money on and my parents' money on. So, immediately I knew I wasn't going to be able to experience VR until maybe late 2018 or sometime in 2019, so not even a year it came out, or the next year. I just knew it wasn't going to happen. So anytime there's a giveaway for VR stuff, I always try to enter in it for a chance to get it. But of course, not only did I know I wasn't going to experience it, and because it was expensive, but my computer can't even handle VR. What am I even saying? My computer can even barely handle Minecraft. Everything is on low, all particles are off, all the animations are off, everything is either low or off. And anything that helps Minecraft in the settings is on. So, it can run, it's just every now and then, or quite oftenly, I get lag spikes or things slow down. So, if my computer can't even run Minecraft, let alone the other games I want to use, there's no point in me spending money on VR, since it's more like the other part that would go to my computer instead of the actual computer itself. And I'm trying to work up to a new gaming computer, so VR wasn't even in the realm of things to think about, just like 3D printing. So, this event we went to, first going there, I don't know what this booth is, like I said in the other video, but it was just a booth of random stuff. They had some Maker Faire buttons and pins that were from past events. I really don't know what their booth was. There was no sign or anything. It was just there's just these two people with some stuff. But they also gave away for free the Google Cardboard box. Now, since I knew that VR was not in the picture, and Google came up with Google Cardboard, or the cardboard box, I didn't even bother to look at it, because my whole thing was, it's VR, I already know I can't do it, it's not even worth me looking at. Even though some of you might be thinking, why don't you prepare for VR, why don't you go look at it so you can prepare for it. My whole thing was that I could spend that time learning things I'm actually capable of doing than learning things I don't even have in my hand or I'm not even capable of doing yet, was my whole thinking. But what I didn't know was Google VR, which I think was very smart of Google. At the time I was thinking, oh, Google was making their own VR goggles to use, which they should have. But it's actually not that. Google Cardboard is actually a thing to put your smartphone in. You put your smartphone in it, get a VR app, and you can then view VR through your phone. I didn't have a phone at the time. I still don't have a phone, because I don't need a phone. I'm at home all day, 24/7. I'm homeschooled. I don't have any activities outside of this house. There is no need for me to have a phone when there's no need to call my parents, since we're in the same house. I could call someone right now. Wait, Cody! He didn't hear me, but it's fine. Trust me, usually he hears me. So, there's no need for me or my brother to have a phone. And honestly, if I did have a phone, I'd use it for apps. I wouldn't even call anyone, which you're probably thinking, would you call your friends? I have no friends in real life. Most of them are online. Hey, my mom scared me. She's like, did you call Cody? I'm like, yes, I called Cody. Yes, for an example in the video. It's fine. So, most of my friends are online, and we communicate through Discord or Steam or just those two, really. So, like I said, I don't have friends in real life, so there's no need for me to call them. Well, when I say real life, I mean they're not in my area. They're not like I couldn't say to them, "Hey, let's go meet up here," and we could easily go meet up to like a Starbucks or whatever. No, most of these people are either overseas or in a new state, other state, far, far away. So There's no need for me to have a phone. There seriously is not a need for me to have a phone. I would strictly only use it just for downloading apps. And I didn't even think to get a tablet because I had a computer and a DS at the time, so there was no need. But when my brother's DS died, we couldn't play together. So last Christmas we got a tablet. Yeah, you're a little late. I called you for an example in the video. See? We're in the same house. I called him, and here he is.
Okay. What's up?
No, I was explaining why I don't have a phone and I have no need for a phone.
Well, neither of us have a need for a phone.
Yeah, because we're all in the same house. We don't go anywhere. We don't have any activities outside this house. And I don't need to call you because we're all in the same house. And I was calling you to show that you come immediately. And you didn't.
I thought you called, but I was like, am I just hearing things? Is it just me?
How dare you ignore me?
When you're recording, so I'm like, she can't be calling me. She never calls me before a recording. So.
Thank you for coming. Late, but thank you.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, okay.
See you.
Yeah, okay. Bye. So I have no need for a phone. So when my brother's tablet died, we got tablets for Christmas. We got the Amazon Fire Tablet 6, I believe, with my new pop socket from DigiKey. Thank you, DigiKey. Shout out to them. Their swag is awesome, and they're an awesome company. Go check them out. So, and I haven't used one before because, like I said, I've never had a phone, so I'm still getting used to not like dropping it. But just close that. So these two people just gave us these for free, and my brother got one. I said, "Can I get one for my brother?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." They had plenty on the table. They had like 3 at the time, but they had more. So we got the Google VR thing. So what to do is my tablet is too big, sadly, but I'm gonna work on a system to make that make it not too big. So as you can see, it is way too big. The top won't even close on it. But if you just like hold the back of it and hold the tablet, you can use it properly. But I'm gonna work on a system to fix this. So that's all the Go VR cardboard is. They make these affordable. This thing itself is $14. $14. So you can go get one of these or a different model version. The highest they go up to is like $50. But if your phone is small enough or your tablet's small enough, then if you want to experience VR in a low-cost way, which is like the whole point of this Google product, was they want people to experience VR in a low-cost way, people who can't afford an HTC Vive or an Oculus Rift or other ones, Samsung or PlayStation, things like that. So I think that was really smart of Google, and I actually really appreciate it because there are people like me who want to experience VR but couldn't go to the events that had them stationed there, or didn't want to spend money since our computer can't even run it because you have to run the game on your computer, then hook up your Oculus Rift or HTC Vive or Samsung or whatever, and then run it. So now I can experience VR through this, and I'm really happy because, like I said, I didn't think I was going to experience VR until several years later. But that's not the only thing. This video is not just about Google VR because apparently, and again, there was no marketing for it. That was my past video about marketing, by the way. A certain library, Rabbit Hole Library, they have these free makerspaces. A makerspace is a place where you can go build things, and makerspaces are usually in your own house. Typically, you make your own makerspace, and that's a place where you just go create things and get inspiration and just make things, like it implies. Well, the library has a free makerspace. I think it's like every Tuesday or Thursday, one of those, or both actually, and people can go experience either the VR, or they can go do some certain science experiments or play with some robots. 2 different libraries actually do that, Arapahoe and another one that's close by. I forget its name every time. But they actually had a HTC Vive hooked up to Google Blocks, and you go experience it. I waited in the line. Everyone got, I don't know if they got 4 minutes or if it was longer. I'm not sure. But me and my brother waited in line because my whole thing was, this may be the only chance I get to experience VR this close in my lifetime. This might be the only chance since I don't have one, and I don't plan to get one at all. Even after my experience, I still don't plan to get one because my computer can't even run it at the moment. So, new computer first, and then maybe VR a little later. So, we waited in line, and for those who don't know, Google Blocks, it's basically like 3D modeling in Blender or some other programs, but in 3D. VR. You can make shapes, you can edit the shape size, you can move them up and down, you can grab them, move them around, and it's all in VR. you know, usually you have the, if I had a strap. So you take this, you'd have your wands, not this for example, but, you know, a VR headset. You'd have it on, and you'd look around, you take your wand, and, you know, click the back button for the HTC Vive anyway, and you just draw in VR. You know? It'll be really cool. So, I first got up there, I was first in line, my brother said, you should go first. And I was just like, this is actually happening. It was really cool. Google Blocks, like I said, you could just, it's like drawing in VR, but with shapes, and you can take a triangle draw in that, or a hexagon and other things. It's really cool. And Google Blocks is free, and I do follow several VR artists who sometimes use Google Blocks, or they use Tilt Brush, which is not free, but it's really cool as well. And I got up there, and what was really nice too is they took some disinfecting wipes and wiped down the HTC Vive every time someone took it off, so no one would get like pimples and stuff, which I really appreciate. Granted, I did get one or two, I realize now, but so it could have been worse. It really could have been worse. So I put it in there, and I'm not sure if this is how it actually looks in the HTC Vive, or if they had it set up a certain way, but they had it to where I could see in VR, but I see all these blue outlines, like the people around me and the floor, so I wouldn't run into things, which is really nice, but it kind of ruined, not ruined, but it still reminded me that I could see, like, the outside world in the goggles. It would be nice if I didn't have to see that, but still. So I got in there, and she explained to me how to use controls, and I just started drawing. And guys, it was so amazing. Oh my gosh.
It's a double-sided pencil. Look at that.
Don't stab me, please. Okay. You interrupted my video. How dare you? Anyway, so it was just so cool. Because even though I could still see the blue stuff, and like it was kind of like down on my face a little, because I had a bun at the time, which I'd never done before. So I had a bun, so I couldn't like slip it all the way down, but so I kind of had to like do like this the whole time, like hold my face a certain way so it wouldn't like slide off into the ground. But I would just hit the button, and I could just, it was like using a paintbrush, which I have not used in ages. It was just so cool to take it and just like literally, like imagine my thumb was like the place where the shape was. I would just draw, and it was just really cool. It was very fluid, it was smooth. And if you, technically I was drawing in 2D, but if I stepped to the side and look at it, I could really see all the dimensions of it, and it was really cool. So then I took some shapes as well. I made some shapes and combined them with each other, made like a weird ramp thing, and then I took it and moved the edge of the cube a little bit like you do in Blender, if you've ever seen one of my 3D live streams. And it was just so cool. Now, I can still hear people talking. I didn't have the headphones at all. And I heard like some guy talking. I don't know. And at the time, I didn't know he was talking to my mom, but I didn't care. I was in my element. I love 3D, and I do a lot of 3D stuff for those who don't know. So it was just really cool for me to experience the VR. And I started drawing a robot because I was like, I'm in STEM. I must leave my mark here. And I drew a robot, and I just looked at it in 3D. I turned my head to the side and looked at it, looked up and down. I moved it around, and it was so cool. I really enjoyed that. And apparently that library does have it to where people can come in and use the VR headset. So hopefully when they have one, I'm able to go, because that was just really cool. Most of the times they have those kind of stuff at, E3 or Game Cons or PAX. But like I said in the other video, that stuff is usually not in Denver or the Midwest. It's usually in New York, California, and basically everything near New York or the techie areas. So we do have some tech here, but it's just not big enough for the PAX to come here or E3 to come here. So, or even usually have them overseas too. So that's why I was so happy to experience VR. It was just really cool to experience VR, and I'm so happy that my tablet may not fit, but my tablet can run some VR apps for the Google Cardboard. So I'm able to do VR with this thing. I can't do Google Blocks, I don't have the wands, but I can still look at things. And that to me is close enough for now. I'm really excited. I'm not sure how to do videos for that. I would love to do videos for that, but I'm not sure how I would do it. So that may just depend. But it was really cool. So when I got out, it was my brother's turn now, my mom, and apparently the guy who was talking to her, he said, oh wow, she really knows what she's doing. She must have done this before. And Mom goes, no, this is the very first time doing VR, and it was. I'd never done VR before. I watched some of the VR artists I follow on Twitter online do it, but other than that, I've never done VR except from watching them do it themselves. And he said to her, but I couldn't necessarily hear because there was a lot of noise around me and I wasn't paying attention because I didn't care. I was like, I'm doing VR, yes. So, but he said, oh wow, she's really good at. She has an eye for 3D. She's really good at that. And I was like to myself, an eye for 3D. Wow, okay. And then I was like, well, I would do I do 3D in Magic Box and Blender, but he was gone when I got a VR. So. But that was actually really cool. I didn't know that was going to happen or anything. It was just kind of weird that a complete stranger had thought I had done VR before, and I hadn't. And I didn't even know I looked like I had done VR before. I was just being me and doing what I do best, which is 3D, and what I love. So that was really cool. And even though the VR was from HTC Vive and they weren't there, I still want to give them a shout out and saying thank you for giving me the opportunity to do VR with your headset. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice. I would like to have the strap lower, but since my button was there, I couldn't do it. But it was really nice. It was very smooth. I liked the controls of it. It was really nice. I now really just want to experience VR more. I would love to get a VR headset, but of course the computer comes first. But still, just huge shout out to HTC Vive and Google Blocks. Google Blocks I think is really cool after playing with it. It was really cool. It was really good. So if some of you have phones or tablets, I recommend going to the Google VR website and looking at the Google Cardboard if you guys want to experience VR yourselves. If you don't have a phone and you do not have a tablet, if your parents have a phone, maybe ask them. My parents do have phones. My dad's phone is slow though. My mom uses her phone. So I didn't even think to ask her to use her phone for VR or even look at this and then thought about it. Because I first got my computer at age 3. And I got my first computer at age 3 because me and my brother always played with the computer that my mom and uncle used. But they needed it for work, and we just didn't want to get off because we were playing. And we were really young, so we didn't understand they had to work. So that's why we got our computers. So my whole thing was, I'm not going to start asking my mom for a phone and then, be in VR all day when she needs her phone for stuff as well. And that's how some family members contact her. So I didn't think to get her phone or thing. She said, I don't use it all day. You guys can use it. My dad has his old phone still, so I'll have to see if his old phone works, which I'll ask him about later. But yeah, so if you guys have a phone or a tablet, if you guys want to experience VR, try looking into Google VR. It's a nice way to experience VR without having to upgrade your computer to handle VR for the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive. Eventually, I probably will get an HTC Vive because I really liked it. And I've seen some reviews on it, so I'm thinking the HTC Vive is the way to go. That's just my personal opinion, though. But of course, that's later down the line after I get my gaming computer. But it was just really cool to see a different world. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the links below, and I will see you all later. Bye!